Going on, baby. Let's get this thing started. We always start a little bit early. We gotta make sure everything running smooth and ready to go. My name is Dave, stock speculator, jiu-jitsu practitioner, father, and husband. Here to do my thing, to keep my story straight, transparent, and if you learn a little in this process, I hope that you hit that like and subscribe button. It is another beautiful, beautiful Sunday. So absolutely blessed to be here. And guys, the market. We got a lot to go over, a lot to talk about. What's up, Jimmy? What's up, some more? It's good to see everybody here. Guys, you know, I gotta say, I was very nervous in this area. I'm not gonna lie, I was very nervous. After the breakthrough here, though, I got some bullish and some bearish sentiment to show you folks, and you can take it in and ingest it for yourself how you will. But as you know, I am risk on. As long as we're above a 21-day moving average, my rules, my strategies, and what helps keep me sane is being able to be risk on or risk off in certain scenarios. In this case, we are still risk on as the market futures have opened. We are still within the previous Friday's closing candle, so still tight there, but room to come down. We got so much to go over, guys, so much to catch up on. I'm just waiting for everybody to kind of pop in here. If you're watching at a later time and I haven't earned your subscription, hit that like and subscribe. It helps me out the YouTube algorithm. We've been doing this for quite some time now, folks. We've been doing it. We've been doing call outs since NVIDIA at 500 when it used to be called 500. We called after COVID, after the bear market. We called the bottom here. Not saying that we always know, we're not always right, but we are on the right track. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe. We're gonna get this thing started, folks. I am absolutely pumped for tonight. If you guys aren't part of the Discord, I've been absolutely tearing up the charts. I am pumped. So let's just jump right into it, shall we? Huge shout out to all my members out there. We have some long-standing active members out there, so huge shout out. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. I really love doing this personally for myself, and the fact that so many benefit from it is just absolutely amazing. So thank you. I appreciate you. Now, with that being said, I want to give you the social sentiment. I want to give you everything that I have about Fed rate cuts, and we're going to do it in under 10 minutes. We're going to do it within 5 minutes, so stick with me. But first, you know who we got to talk to. Let me find them. Interest rates with Jerome Powell.
Oh, yeah.
All right, old Jerome Powell, right? Look at this change, folks. Not only do we have a 96.4% volume or 96.4% chance of actually cutting the 17th, but we also have a very small chance down here, 3.6% down here, showing that we could possibly have 2 rate cuts or 0.50% basis point rate cuts, which is a big surprise there if it were to happen. If we just jump to December, you can see here all the way down, possibility 97% chance now of coming down 0.75 or 3 rate cuts with a probability of 4. So we are seeing with the CME Fed tool, the overall sentiment is getting closer to that 3 rate cuts for sure now, with possibility of that even increasing more. So of course it's nice to know that, but I've heard a lot of different things on YouTube, a lot of different sentiment. So I did a little research myself, and I just asked Grok. It's really simple. If we are going to get those rate cuts, we want to know what is your average, what happens on average in the overall S&P 500 when those rate cuts happen. Now, I am a momentum trader. I'm not looking at macroeconomics. I'm not asking it 3 to 5 years. I want to know what's going to happen in the next 3 months, okay? So when I asked Grok this, it gave me a historical description of 84 through 85, 89 through 92, 95 through 96, and so on. Many times. Does it say, historically, when the U.S. Federal Reserve cuts interest rates, the S&P 500 tends to experience positive returns on average in the first 3 months following the cut. though the magnitude and consistency depends on the economic context. Data from the past rate cut cycles, and I gave you some of them, suggest the following. Average performance, 2 to 5% in 3 months. So positive expected gains. There's different variabilities. Obviously, there's going to be, it's the stock market. But what we are looking at is, do we still have momentum to the upside, or is rate cuts a bad thing? Well, I have a few other things as well, because I say to myself, well, maybe this time is different, right? Just like any normal human being would, because we're living in the social sentiment. So I look at the VIX, and if you guys remember the last time I brought up the VIX and I started talking about the VIX here, you'll see I drew this pattern out, and then we even had this, I would consider this more like a bearish flagging pattern, but you can see we based out in the VIX volatility index out here at an all-time low, and anytime we've been down here at these lows, something helps capitulate the volume higher. And when you see higher volume, you see more people selling stocks because panic sets in. Now, I'm not saying that is what's going to happen here, but I don't want to be caught with my pants down, okay? I'm not that proud, right? So we seen this, I marked it out, and this ended up happening, right? And this was the yen carry trade right here, where it just ripped up. Did I know that was gonna happen? Absolutely not. I was just making a visual on this volatility index. I see we are getting that exact same thing. We're not at these lows in 12 yet, but we are getting a very tightening range here in the VIX volatility index. Now, with that being said, what about a sell the news event? Could these all be priced in? Absolutely. Could we get a washout and get back below some of these areas? We absolutely could. Why couldn't we? We definitely could pull back here to some of this support down here at these bases, or retest a 21-day moving average like we have more than once since this Liberation Day from Mr. Trump, okay? So we have a lot where we could pull back, but in the next 3 months, we're still looking on average historically that things are still going to be positive by 3 to 5%. Now, with that being said, another piece of bullish news here is the AAII Investors Sentiment Survey. This investor sentiment survey is very interesting. You can take it how you want. I just like to add it to the wheelhouse to kind of get the overall sentiment with the CME Fed tool. This here is still showing, as of Friday's close, 9/10, that more people are still bearish, even at all-time highs, breaking through that base in the SPY and the futures there. You can see people are still very bearish, 49.5% bearish, when your historical averages around this time are about 31%. So you can see there are still a lot of bears out there, and generally the consensus, or the sheep, the group, the majority is wrong. So are we going to continue heading higher? Now, some of my thoughts on this are AI, are we in a bubble? This is not bubble territory yet, but I hope that we get to be a part of this bubble territory, because everybody can just throw a dart and make money in bubble territory. So if we can continue to capitulate, keep on ramping higher, and watch what is going on, find those base and trend breakouts, we can make money in this market, and I have plenty to show you. We're gonna start with those leaders right about meow. But I just wanted to show you the stock screener. I can send this to you guys right now. I'm gonna copy and paste it. So if you are lost, you can go ahead and click on this. This is free, it's in FinViz, and I already have everything written out for you. The description, I only use over 1 million volume. The fundamentals, I want to see it over 20% quarter over quarter EPS and sales growth. And then the technicals are just above a rising 50 and 200-day moving average. That's gonna spit out 136 of the tastiest charts that are out there, something I feel more comfortable people looking at, because if you're a bag holder, at least these things have a better chance of continuing higher. And right here, one of the first on the list is AAOI. We're gonna be going over that very, very soon. I just wanted to hand off that screener to you guys, because if you have at least a stock screener at the things that I'm trying to look at, and you can mark out those trend and base breakouts that we're going to be going over, you are gonna be a lot better off as a uniquely owned trader, meaning you don't need me, you don't need any other guru or YouTuber or stock investor. You can be your own trader and know how to do it for yourself, and meet up here and show me a few that I have missed, like my boy, my G in the Discord did today, showing me shop and Uber a bit slower, but Chop is looking prime. So make sure you guys check out that stock screener and do your homework yourself. Now, like I said, we're gonna jump right into the leaders. Now, I have so many damn leaders on this board, so I'm gonna list about 10 of these leaders, and you guys can go ahead and pick me apart or give me something that is better. I wanna start with AAOI, and of course, if you guys have anything you want me to look at, throw it up in the chat, say hello, let's get those comments going, guys. Really appreciate you being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's catch up. Norman Conklin is in the building. Carl Burr, a couple of the members in the chat. Love seeing you guys here. Thank you so much. What's up, my G? It is good to see ya. Good to see ya. What's up, Yosef? It's good to see ya. Sarah Sosa, haven't seen you in a bit. Hope you are doing well. Libby Franchuk, it's good to see you, Libby. Thanks for stopping in. Chief, looks like my base case on the cues that I laid out for you playing out so far. Yes, sir. Nice pop up there and possible pullback. Maybe a sell the news event. We'll see very soon. What's up, mamas in the house? We have a full house tonight. Make sure you're voting on the poll. I'm really curious. Do you think the Fed cutting rates on September 7th is a sell the news event? That's the real question here. Now let's jump right into these liquid leaders. First thing I like is AAOI. Do I need to draw it out for you? I will. Bada bing, bada boom. We'll be making money soon with an RS rating of 96%. And you can see right here, EPS and sales growth through the effing roof. That's what we want to see. What's next? AAOI breaking out of this area right here. I'm going to go ahead and go on my Thinkorswim charting platform, go to AAOI, and looky there, I actually have an alert set up right there, 2750, and we're gonna see how the volume looks breaking through that area. A little extended from the 10-day moving average, but the base, it's all about that base. That base looks very solid, very handsome, and this trend breaking reminds me of IONQ. Look at this beautiful trend, new higher lows, breaking through and heading much, much higher. This you can use as a template if you would like for AAOI, and you can see right here, tightening range, IONQ. Let's take a look right here. It pops up and it gets tightening range before busting right on through. So this is what you want to see, and that's why I like AAOI. I hope you guys like it too. What's up, Robert? Good to see you. Robert Taich is in the building as well. We got all the OGs in the building, baby. Let's take a look at AMPX. Now, AMPX, we have watched this many, many times. It's been on and off my radar, but what I love about this absolutely phenomenal looking trend break is it is also EPS and sales growth bound. This thing looks very, very tasty. What does Amprex do? Well, all I can tell you right now is they are a product manufacturer and electric products. If we leave a little bit more about it, you'll see it engages in the development, manufactures, and marketing of lithium-ion batteries. It goes on to talk about how they're in aviation, electric vehicles, and light electric vehicles as well. So they're hitting a few different of those tasty sectors. As we talked about, the aerospace is doing very, very keen as well. So make sure you don't sleep on AMPX. I'm definitely going to have my alert set at 834. If that goes off on volume, I know we're a little extended from the 10-day moving average, but with a 7.1% average daily range from this thing, tomorrow, if that 10-day catches up, or even if it can give us one more day, that's going to be great for that risk management. Now, I know the boys in the chat, I think Carl and I think Torqued, we're all looking at CLS. I know you guys were playing this before earnings, and this thing really started mapping itself out very well. I don't like the choppiness here, but it worked out. Basing breakout right here. Now, here's the thing. It's getting really tight after this pop, and it has great EPS and sales growth. I would like to see this tightening up, trade sideways, let the 10 or the 21 catch up as well before trading this, but it's definitely on my watch list, and I think you definitely need to put it on yours. It's time for a sip. What y'all drinking? I got myself a Waterloo tropical fruit. 0 sugars and lots of bubbly. Tell me what you're drinking in the chat. Late night beer, maybe a glass of wine, or maybe the old tap water's doing it for you. Let me know. Late night snack? Give me a ho-ho. Sounds delicious. Jolene, holla at ya boy. What's up, Jolene? It's good to see ya. Hope you're doing well. All right, let's go hit up SOFI. Now, this is another one that my G threw out in the chat as well. I did have this on my watch list. It moves a little faster than that Uber and Shop that you pointed out. The beautiful thing about SOFI Technologies is we do have EPS and sales growth. It looks like their November estimates look a little down for their sales growth. Hopefully they blow that out of the water, but regardless, we trade what is in front of us. If we act like their future guidance in November isn't going to do bad, and we just look at their past presidents here, the basing breakout on Shop looks absolutely amazing. It's definitely one I'm going to have my alert set to. When these alerts go off, guys, when these alerts go off, I zoom in on the 5-minute and I compare the overall volume to the past week's trading volume, and if it's significantly higher at this pivot, right here at 2650, that's going to be a go for me. And then I'm going to use this 21-day moving average as my stop, okay? At first, I'm going to use this same day, okay? Either previous day or same day. But once we get and break out and get out of this territory, that's when I'm going to give myself a little bit more room. I found that's absolute best in this market because it loves to come back down and test. So I get in, I see if my initial entry was right for the day, and then I try to give it a little bit more room to breathe once we get up here and the 21 can get up closer to my buy-in area. So I'm really liking SOFI. If you don't have it on your watch list, you absolutely need to put that on your watch list, all right? We got 21 of you in here and only 16 votes. I think you need to vote. If you don't know about Fed rate cuts and if it's a sell the news event, if you don't know anything about it, just slap a hi Dave in there. Hello, hello, hello. Heck yeah. I lied. No one has a glass of wine. They have many. Are you really, Carl? No, you are lying. Splitting an artichoke with my kiddo while we watch. Heck yeah, Loke Doc. It's good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. What's up, Tom? AAOI rebranded not long ago. That gave them a boost. Rebranding is always great for the company if they don't have a very well-established name, so that's awesome. Lime Spindrift. Very, very nice. That sounds delicious. Jimmy Bright, you're just sipping on that agua. Well, cheers to you. Mine's just got a little bubbly in there, baby. I don't know what lime spindrift is. It sounds delicious, though. I want to look it up. We're looking it up. Lime spindrift. Okay, it popped up, so I don't have to. All right, so this is what my Google search says. Lime. Ooh, that does. Oh, it's sparkling water. Yeah, so that's delicious. I want to get me one of those. I've never seen them here. Yeah, but mine's kind of the same. I think it's kind of like Waterloo. I don't know. Sponsor me. All right, anyway, let's hit right back into it, baby. We don't want to waste your time, and you don't want to waste mine, so let's get it. This one's a little bit more of a speculative type stock, LPTH. You're going to look at the EPS and sales growth on this one and say, Dave, what are you doing? Well, the EPS is projected to do better, and the sales growth is starting to pick up. So when I look at something like this, I think of more like a Christian Quilamagi stock. Now, this thing doesn't have the crazy dynamic push up on the volume, but I love seeing it push up on volume and pull back and get really tight on this 10-day moving average. I really think that this is a go. This thing looks like a buy for me, but it moves 9.69%, so it's very fast and it's very speculative. So just understand that. What I'm trying to do is protect you. If you don't understand risk management or understand what you're trading, you could get hurt. So just one I'm keeping an eye on, probably not one that I'm going to so much trade as I'm going to keep an eye on them because these stocks seem to be doing really well. Another crazy one too, I got to throw a few at you. SOGP, EPS and sales growth is shit, but look at the highest volume ever on this thing. Launch this thing higher and look what it's riding on right now, this 10-day moving average. If you see this thing pick up in volume after this VPC or VCP volume contraction pattern here on these days. If there's nobody else selling and there's only people buying, what happens to the stock? It goes up, up and away. Let's see. Another one of those crazy stocks, LWLG. LWLG has a similar look to it. I don't have to explain everything. 10-day moving average, riding tight, looking like a nice trend break. Personally, I like to see 3 new higher lows on the daily time frame. I'm only seeing the first one here with a possible basing on that second. So I like it. I like it so far. We'll see. Spindrift is the healthier choice. Raspberry lime is better. Ooh, dang, that sounds good. Y'all got me thirsty, and I'm drinking water right now. I'm keeping an eye on this episodic pivot. This is Optical Cable Corporation. Look at the EPS and sales growth on this bad mama jamma. Yes, sirree. A basing breakout took place just 3 days ago after the EPS and sales growth came out better than expected, and their future guidance. Actually, I don't have that up here, so I don't want to lie to you. But this thing is just going up, up, and away. I cannot get a piece of this right now because this is way too extended. But if this thing trades sideways and forms another trend or a base breakout at 11% and a smaller market cap of 86 million, very small market cap, 86 million there, this thing can really make or break your account. So if I sit here and I watch this and I understand how this moves, well, we take a look at something like this and we go, oh, well, there was a trend break here, no new higher lows, I don't care for that one. Okay, we got another trend break right here. We have a nice basing platform for it to launch up off of. I like that one, but it's holding the 21 2 times. And now look, it does the exact same thing again. So we know how the stock acts. We like the way it worked. Now we can see, wait, give it time, and keep this on our watch list for future guidance. NBIS, I know our chat was blowing up about NBIS. This thing is doing very well, and it's continuing to do very well. Now, I don't like that EPS, that sales growth is absolutely crazy, but regardless, if we want to look at this, it's on an uptrend. It's got 98 RS rating. It's a strong stock. If it can just hold off here, get tight on the 10 and 21 day, this is a leader. This will be a leader, 6.44% on that. Now I'm going to go through a couple of the more important names. We've talked about these many, many times. I don't think I really need to go over them. Like Google, guys, one of my biggest, I settled for break even on this trade. Well, I think I made $100, but whatever, break even, right? Right here, you know, playing this basing breakout and settling for break even really cost me a lot of money. This is about $4 grand that I'm missing out on right now. Well, you know, I took a few losses at the beginning of this month, and I'm just trying to claw my way back out of them. We're doing amazing for the year nonetheless, but when you see trades like this and they make an impact, you know, people say, oh, don't dwell on them. I do. And the reason why I do is because I don't ever want to make this damn mistake again. If you make a mistake and you don't learn from it, then you're just dumb as hell. You're a loser unless you are learning. And this thing, the pain that it has brought, not because I lost money, but because I left so much on the table for settling for break even rather than continuing to use previous days close as my stop until we capitulated much higher. So, you know, if we look back on this, it held the 21 multiple times. So Google's still doing great. If this thing bases out, I'm not going to ignore it. I might use GGLL, which is the 2x leverage of Google, to help capitulate that a little faster. Yeah. Also, we have A-Lab. You guys already know this thing is ripping, absolutely ripping. It's looking like an absolute phenomenal leader. I know Torqued was all over this one. I kind of ignored it. But yeah, things were looking really good. 3 new higher lows, basing breakout on volume. You can't ask for much more because this EPS and sales growth here is just through the freaking roof, man. Absolutely amazing. You know, and I have so many like IREN, APP, PL. You know, there's so many stocks out there that are just absolutely ripping right now that was completely we were all over them. We had them all on our focus list. We've even added a few that we have missed. But I'm telling you, the first few that I put out, you know, even Wolf, like look at some of these. Look at some of these names. And of course, gold is going nuts, still going nuts. Silver, absolutely phenomenal. Look at Wolf here, getting this tightening range once again at the top here. The EPS and sales growth a little shady, but this TeraWolf is looking really good right now. I like it. I wouldn't necessarily take a trade on this right now. I mean, who knows? I mean, who really knows? But these things are getting pretty out of hand, pretty wild, but that's not to say they can't get crazier. So make sure you just keep an eye on all of these stocks. There's MUX. Look at this stock. I love it. I love the way it looks. EPS, there's some EPS, the sales growth is a little wonky there, but look at how tight this is getting. Holding that 10-day moving average, forming this base right up here at this top. I mean, we get a lot of beautiful, beautiful setups out there, guys. Let me know in the chat right now, what is your favorite? I'll keep ripping through these, like Rocket Lab. Are you kidding me? Look at this beautiful basing breakout. The EPS is a little wonky, but we've been watching Rocket Lab for quite some time now. This huge base right here, 3 new higher lows, that's what you want to see, folks. That's what you want to see right there. This thing also moves almost 8% a day. It has, on average, moves about 8% a day. You want to make money, you want to make it fast, find proper risk management in basing and trend breakouts like this, and that 8% could go straight into your pocket. Absolutely beautiful. Let's see, what do you guys got? Shit, let me know. Let me know in the chat right meow. What do you want me to take a look at? We got Reddit. We got, oh my gosh. Look at Reddit. Absolute, another beautiful basing breakout right here. Now forming a cup with a handle here. That is a very, very good sign. EPS and sales growth absolutely through the roof. Absolutely through the roof, you know. And with data, everything driving data right now, Reddit has a lot of data. And that data comes with a very, very high price tag. BMNR Technologies. This is not one that we look at the EPS or the sales growth. This is very, very speculative. Although the sales growth is doing very, very well, the EPS is not. But when you look at something like this, the first thing you see when I'm looking at it is we see trend break, right? Or better yet, I see a base break, right? We mark this base out right here. Okay, we have multiple areas that this is touching right here. Multiple areas. It's starting to break out of this area right now. What is BitMine? Well, it is a financial conglomerate. These things are considered under the financials now. Bitcoin Emergent Technologies is a blockchain technology company which engages in the industrial scale digital asset mining equipment sales and hosting operations that host through cryptocurrency mining industry segments. Now these, and there are many other ones like this one moves very fast, 9.62%. So if you're trying to get a hold of the delicious Bitcoin, we'll take a look at Bitcoin right now. You can see Bitcoin is kind of in this this area of a purgatory, if you will. It came down, it tested this base and bounced, but it is not forming a new higher low just yet. We got to see where this thing takes place. Is it going to pull back here and find a new higher low, maybe here, before heading higher and then forming that third new higher low, which would then form a nice basing breakout? That would be, in my case, a best case scenario for Bitcoin. But we'll see. We'll see. This thing could just head straight back down, and then, you know, everybody's ripping their hair out. But regardless, I believe in Bitcoin. I think it's going to end up going higher. When? I just don't know. We're going to have to keep an eye on it. But right now, I think there are much hotter things out there. You know, let's take a look at gold. Gold reaching that new all-time high. I called the top back here. It was the top for a long time. It's not the top anymore. This is starting to look like a top again, but I'm not calling the top. Let's take a look at silver here. Look at silver absolutely ramping up, taking the steps, the shoes, putting them on for, silver's putting on those gold shoes and starting to run towards the finish line now. But we're starting to see a lot of pushes through those miners, through silver, through gold. Grandma, what's going on? Granny Randy said, just wanted to say thanks. Well, you're welcome. You have nothing to thank me for, though, Granny Randy. Cookies in the chat for Granny Randy. Nothing but love for that sweet old lady. We will see you very, very soon, Granny. On here still supporting me. That's love. Nothing but love. Libby Franchuk says, SSRM, let's take a peeky gander. Now Grandma's watching, I can't cuss. Gotta watch my mouth. SSR mining, yes, just like the mining we were talking about. This is the precious metals mining. This thing moves 3.67%. I feel like there's some that move a little bit faster out there, but if you're looking at this stock specifically, I mean, you cannot argue with this price action. It is heading straight up here. It's not even touching that 10-day. I bet it's following and riding a 5-day much better. SSRM's looking very, very good. A little extended from the 10-day moving average, but if you are in it, there's nothing on this chart that says you need to sell unless, you know, you're up from down here. You're up 53%. I like to sell, you know, half at 20%, but to each is their own. For me, this would have to do, you know, it would have to trade sideways for a little bit for me to want to be able to get into something there. But I just can't mess with it when it's going straight up like this. If I buy now, this thing will go right back down to the original area down here at 15. So I'm not going to do that to you, especially if you are in it. XHB, this is the home builder, still looking very good from that trend break, or the cup with handle, if you will. Let's see, I wanted to look at, oh yeah, nuclear. Guys, nuclear, holy guacamole. Another basing breakout right there for nuclear. And you know, let's say Oklo. Oklo's another one of those stocks. Absolutely beautiful trend break here. With the new higher lows on it as well. So don't take nuclear off your watch list here. We had RGTI, Rigetti. This one did very well, but IONQ was clearly the leader in that space, in the quantum computing space. But RGTI, I also called out. Unfortunately, I had errors on my thinkorswim for mobile. I'm not making up excuses. I literally had it all planned out and everything is ready to go. I almost left work to come home because these trades were looking so good. But RGTI was another one of those amazing movers. If you were able to get in on this basing breakout, it went as high as 18%. Just absolutely phenomenal mover on that. So keep an eye on quantum computing as well. I see Fubo in there. Carl Burr, SNDK. We'll go through that just 1 second. So yeah, Fubo here, absolutely looking phenomenal. I think Fubo is considered what, isn't that a China stock? Let me just double check. Let's see. Yeah, Sung Ho Chao in Alberto Serraras. Oh no, is that New York, New York? Okay, so that's in America. It moves 5.6%. You know what I really like about this, and it's already drawing the line. Look right where that price is, right at this basing breakout. Look at this, was my best case scenario way back here. You know, when everybody was excited about Fubo, I said, well, you can't buy it up here. It's too extended. Best case scenario is that it starts to form a tightening range up here before heading higher. It did not do that. So we'll go ahead and erase that, and there's a reason why we wouldn't buy there, because it did not form our best case scenario, or it did not form any scenario where it would have been worth buying, except for possibly right here where it broke out, but then we would have been stopped right back out. This right here is a beautiful basing area. Look at this. This is the daily time frame. This almost looks like a 5-minute with the amount of price action that's on this 427. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to count them, but look how many times on this daily time frame it followed this range. After breaking lower, much time has passed. About 3-4 months, something like that has passed. Let me just zoom out here. Let's see, December to, yeah, almost a year. So we're going on like, I don't know, 10 or 11 months here. And look at this base starting to form once again right in this area. If it gets above that 430 area and we see volume on Fubo, that's a buy. That is a very easy buy in my book. So I'm definitely going to keep Fubo on my watch list. Thank you, Jolene, bringing the absolute bangers. Jolene, thank you very much. She actually reminded me, because I've never taken it off my watch list, but I haven't ran through that quantum computing watch list in a while. And she brought up IONQ 2 days before the breakout, you know, pointing out that trend break, absolutely perfect. And now bringing us Fubo. So let me just go ahead and put my alert on this. Absolutely, I'll put an alert on that brisket. All right, thank you for that. What else we got, chat? Talk to me, baby. If we keep getting, oh man, if we keep getting stocks like that, I'm gonna be here all night. Yeah, Uber and Shop, thank you, my G. So Uber's a bit slower of a mover, but look at this beautiful base right here. It's all about that base. And you know, another thing that you guys can do, I look at trend and base breakouts and price action. There's multiple ways to use price action, and we can do it right here on Uber. Let's do a little case study. We have EPS and sales growth, but let's do a fixed ranged profile, and we'll just take it right here after this earnings, because this likes a nice big block right here. And if I just throw that price range and we drag it over to here, so we're just taking this area, you can see the basing area or the highest volume traded was right here at 90.67. And you can see it has created a new higher low off that 90.67 and is pushing up into this range. Now, if we reduce this fixed range to its previous push up, you can see it is that same area of 90.88. So this thing can clearly trade within this range still and get tighter. We could do something like this where it pulls back and gets a little bit tighter here before breaking out, or tomorrow this thing shows proper volume down here. We get a big boner candle and then you see this thing rip, tater chip and head up higher tomorrow. I could definitely see both scenarios, but what I will say is in the past I've noticed that once the majority is priced in the overall market, you'll see that people get very hesitant right before the rate cut. So I really think up until the 17th, you're gonna start to see market slow down. Now, I hope I'm wrong. I really do. But I do think the overall market's going to tend to start shying away from speculative stocks because of the Fed rate cuts. Okay. Now, I hope I'm wrong. I hope we keep getting this volatility. I hope it keeps being ramped up and looking very, very good. But, you know, before the Fed talks, sometimes these things trade sideways. So we'll see. But keep an eye on Uber for sure. And that other one was SHOP. I think didn't we go over SHOP? No, I think I talked to, okay, so we have to talk about SHOP. I know I didn't talk about SHOP yet. SHOP is definitely on my watch list here. It's one of my #1 watch lists. The only thing I don't like, guys, it's a little bit slower here, 2.99%. But what I love about this is how tight it is right now at 144.06 with EPS and sales growth. This right here is what you want to see. Tightening range with new higher lows being put in. And if we look back on this stock, we look at it multiple times, you'll see this 21-day moving average is not to be messed with. It has held this 21-day moving average since its liberation day down here when we had the capitulating low. This thing has not looked back, and after it got above this 21-day moving average, it has not looked back. So what is going on right here? Well, it's squatting on that 21-day moving average. That gives you amazing risk reward. So even though it's a bit slower of a mover, a bit pricier of a stock, your risk reward is still manageable here in a very high liquid stock. So Shopify, definitely want to keep on your watch list. I can really see this trend break really just ripping out of here. And if it does, I mean, look at this. I mean, let's say we get an opening range breakout tomorrow. You can use this as your previous day low, 141.58, or even give yourself a little bit of room at, you know, 3.99%. I mean, you're looking really good. Yeah, you're still within your average daily range on that too. So I like SHOP. Definitely put that on your watch list, folks, because this thing could definitely be moving higher very soon. Let's check out the chat. OPAD, let's take a peek. Let me make sure we're caught up on the chat though. Oh, Carl. Oh, Carl. I hope you love me, man. I'm so sorry. I said we would go over it, and then I ran away from it. Holy guacamole. SNDK, this is SanDisk. This thing is absolutely crazy looking. Look at this base that it formed right here, ripped right on through, has not looked back. This thing is moved. So from its base, let's take a look. It's moved 72% up here. So when I look at something like this, I say, well, if you are in it, you're up 72%. I hope at some point in time you've taken a little profit for yourself and at least moved your stop up to break even, right? If you're not in it, for me personally, I have to wait. I have to wait for my strategy to come up. Is this thing gonna trade sideways? Is it gonna pull back to its 10-day and form another trend or a basing breakout in that area? I like SanDisk, and it's definitely one that we should keep on our watch list. It moves 4.89%, and it's starting to show some sales growth over here. So mucho el potential, yes, I speak Spanish, mucho el potenciando right here on SanDisk Corporation. 98 RS rating. Thank you for bringing that up. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that on the focus list as well. These aren't ones you wanna sleep on, folks. Stay browsing, Don't be snoozing. Don't sleep on them, fam, because they coming up quick. Where's that damn focus list? There we go. SND, a K. Little sip. Look, Doc. Look at that volume with no follow through. Look, Doc says, I like it eating up that overhead supply. Which stock? Dang it. I'm sorry, man. Is it Shop or Uber that you were talking about? So let's take a look at Jolene's OPAD. Oh, yeah. So Jolene has been very, very keen at finding these faster moving stocks. This only has 132 million shares, so it's not, you know, micro cap, but it's a small cap stock. And you can see there's lots of volume coming in on this. We don't look at the EPS and sales growth on a lot of these because we're looking for volume, the price action to push these higher. And you can see here, it's in the technology services and internet software services. This thing had a big push up and then has broke through that area. It's came down, back, and retested its previous highest volume ever. This is where it, this is the highest weighted volume ever, was right here, okay? I bet if we pulled an anchored VWAP, we'd probably see something pretty cool off of this, and look at that. We pull anchored VWAP off the previous highest volume ever, and look what happens. We are starting to see support here. You could use that as risk management, or you could look at something like this as a trend break. This is very, very nice. Thank you, Jolene, for throwing this up at me, because this is one of those, folks. This isn't like one that you want to bag hold. If you get in, you got good risk management. You can make a lot of money really, really fast on this thing, okay? 32% ADR. Oh my gosh, this is a blow your freaking face off kind of stock. Make or break your account. This is one that if you get in, you better have your stop and still watch it very, very close. This is a scary mover right here, folks. 32%. This isn't for the faint-hearted, okay? If you just joined us, this isn't the type that I like to focus on, but these are other opportunities in the overall market. These are here. You can make hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars trading this setup. Now, once you get to the millions of dollars, you have too much capital to try and move into this because, you know, let's see, at $4, 132 million, you could get yourself stuck in a stock like this, okay? The average volume on this is 17 million shares in 30 days. That's fast, guys. OPAD, so if you're into these, you know, this is kind of more of a day trader's realm, but if you're, you know, if you're into this thing tightens up in a couple more days, I mean, it's looking crazy. I know Jolene will be all over this thing though, for sure. What else you guys got for me? Let me know in the chat. Here's your quantum ETF. Look at this. You think quantum's going crazy? Yeah, this thing is just going straight freaking up. I just watched a thing. Google just came out with this new way of with their chip. They have this new quantum chip. And they've found the new state within quantum. They've able to capsulate a new quantum state, which is very, very interesting. But yeah, Google going crazy, quantum's going crazy. Everything's looking really, really good. Let's see, Roblox. Oh yeah, we got to look at Roblox. So it's funny because I drew this best case scenario out, you know, maybe way back when. It's following best case scenario. Is this thing gonna break out? I mean, if it does, I mean, it's been doing very, very well. If we zoom out here, I mean, this thing has been on a beautiful trend. Is it going to go higher? Well, I thought Carvana, CVNA, I thought this thing would have died I was looking at Carvana dying way back here. Way back here. They didn't have good EPS and sales growth. All they had was inventory. Things got switched up, new management, new everything. Look at this. I never would have in a million years thought Carvana would be back at these new all-time highs. Never would I have thought that. Now look at Roblox, RBLX. I never thought that this stock would be back to new all-time highs. I was down here trying to short the shit out of this thing, and the reason for it being is because I think Roblox is a dying game. It's not. It's not. These kids are spending stupid money They're not spending my money on it, but I can really see Roblox capitulating and getting higher. I really do. Watch it right here at this 133 area. Absolutely love it. Guys, I don't ask for it very often. I got a few things I want to tell you. If you check out in the description down below, there's a trading view button. You can get this same charting platform for free. If you use my link and you decide to upgrade to the essential plan like I use, I get a little kickback from it. That's the only way I really get paid other than the YouTube ads that I'm now allowed to stream. Also, hitting that like and subscribe button helps the algorithm out a lot. It's not that I'm dying for attention, but getting paid from YouTube to do what I love is an absolute dream, and you can help me make that happen. So like, subscribe, share, all that YouTuber bullshit that I don't like to say, but I have to say. So help me out, folks. And vote on the poll. We're going to end that poll very, very soon. Let's see. Look, I like to swing it into long-term holds at some point. KL Klarna. Oh, because it's new. KLARNA. I need glasses. Tell me the ticker name. Tell me the ticker name, man. Or is that KLA? I don't know. Skip. Let's see. Tom Holbrook just said period. Oh, let's take a look at OUST. Thank you, my G. Oh, wow. So where was I on Ouster? So this is another semiconductor forming another base here. Look at the EPS and sales growth on Ouster. This thing moves 7.75%. It's definitely one we need to keep on our watch list. OUST, baby. Yeah, I like the way it's looking on Thinkorswim as well. That basing breakout's like right there at 30, 70, somewhere around there. Let's call it the $30 range. I'll just point it out right here for you. Yeah, nice find. And that, you know, a lot of people say, you know, the 21-day or the 50-day or whatever works. Ouster right now is holding that 50-day moving average and holding new higher lows, while maintaining EPS and sales growth with an RS rating of 99. You cannot really argue with that. The only thing I don't like is they're not actually making money right now. They're not profitable. But, you know, we are in speculative territory. It is a bull market, you know. It doesn't meet all criteria, but looking very, very good in my eyes. What else we got? KLAR. Thanks, guys. Oh my gosh, why are you making me look at this? Libby, the fuck? PLTR, Jeff Rosenberg. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Let's take a look at PLTR. It's been a while. Look at that base. It's all about that base. Fwada bing. Fwada bam. Yeah, now breaking out. That's what you like to see, you know. This would have been a hard take right here to get, you know, worried about those fake breakouts and all that bullshit while it was happening, but can't argue with price action, man. You know, absolutely beautiful. I love it. You gotta love to see it. You know, filled this gap too. Filled this gap, held this base, popped right back up through it. It's looking good. The EPS and sales growth is good. I mean, you cannot argue with this. I mean, if we zoom out, let's go on the monthly time frame. You know, let's zoom out. Look at this. You know, you don't want to fight this thing. It's beautiful. So yeah, I mean, in my perfect scenario here, you know, I'd like to see this kind of form a cup with a handle before I can get into it. I missed a lot of trades. I missed a lot of trades recently, mostly due to, you know, emotional factors. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still up wildly for the year. But, and I'm very happy that, you know, I'm mostly break even for the past 2 months, but it kind of hurts seeing a lot of my runners go without me. FTAI, you know, Google. Well, there was a few other ones that I just let go for break even on a pullback. You know, I was too nervous to lose the money that I have already made. You know, I want to end my year now so I can say I was up 70% of my account. Look at me, everyone. I'm serious. Like, I have it in the back of my head, like, I'm up 70%. I'm a winner. I can feel it. And I'm afraid to lose money. No, I'm a trader. Now's the time to swing the bat. I am still risk on, and here I am letting my account fail me because I decided to settle for break even. Pisses me off, but you're a loser. You are a loser unless you are learning. And every single day, I promise you I'm learning, and I hope you guys are learning too. Ooh, yes, SOUN. Yes, I was just looking at that today. Very speculative. The sales growth looks absolutely crazy, but they're still not making money. The EPS is a little wonky, but yes, I was looking at this SOUN and holy guacamole. Look at this, it's getting very tight. Just like IONQ, folks. You have your new higher lows and then you have your breakouts. Look at that, trend break, SOUN, trend break. Okay, a few others, AAOI, trend break setting up. Don't sleep on these names, folks. When you start to see one thing work in the overall market, like, oh, basing breakouts have been working like gold, right? Like the past 3 months, we've been making a ton of money on basing breakouts. Now we're starting to see a lot of fake basing breakouts. We're starting to see a lot of choppiness, right? But now we're starting to see some of our best IONQ trend breakouts. Watch for more trend breakouts just like that. So AAOI, keep a very close eye on that. And SOUN, definitely keep an eye on, especially if we get volume right here, this thing could really, really get to ripping. Now, what I will say is on this too, actually, no, there's not a ton of volume. There is volume up here, but there's enough volume down here to push this through. So there is resistance up here. There's no doubt resistance at 21, but we're talking getting in here. And if we go up to 21, you're up 48%, people, okay? Yeah, there's resistance above. That's where I'm taking half and letting the rest ride, right? So know what you're getting into, know where those resistance areas are. Me personally, when I'm playing a trend breakout like this, my main, if I'm not subjected to all of this volume right here, I will take half out when I reach those all-time highs. So perfect best case scenario, IONQ, if I can spell it right, hit this new all-time high. So literally, if I was able to get in right here at the double whammy, basing breakout and trend breakout area, let's just say we got in the next morning, and we reach this area, it's at 15.9%. You would have exited half of your position and then brought your stop up here to break even. Now you have all of this room for it to trade sideways, get wonky, get choppy, do whatever it needs to. It's not gonna stop your ass out because you have proper risk management. You bought right, you sat tight, right? So I absolutely love IONQ. I love that we keep going back to it. But for me, I can't buy it now. It's too extended. It's already made its move, and this thing can keep going higher, 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 sure. But the second I buy in, I promise you, I'll be losing money. Yes, sir. Oh, let's take, thank you, my G. Sometimes I do need to be reminded. EOSE. I don't care for the EPS and the sales growth are like wonky. When you start seeing 99.999%, I'll just scroll down and I go, okay, they're not above zero, so they're not making money. So just knowing what we're working with here, but there's no denying this. I mean, look at this trend after trend, just holding, 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 and then forming this base. It got super tight right here on this third new higher low, holding that 21-day moving average, breaking out now. So breaking out of that simple basing breakout now, looking really, really good. I like it. Now this thing moves 7.89%, so it's a much faster mover. But yeah, this thing looks like it's going. Like it looks like hopefully you got a piece of it already. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. But yeah. All right, I think we're all caught up on chat. I think that's record time, and I think that was our best damn show yet. If you think it was the best show, shoot me some love, give me a like, give me a subscribe. I'm gonna end the poll. 53% of you think that yes, the Fed cutting rate on September 17th is gonna be a sell the news event. We're talking in the time frame of a day or 2 days. We might have a week or 2 weeks, but I generally feel that after we get the initial shock or the pullback on the sell the news, then I think we are going to head much higher. I hope you guys are with me. I hope you stay safe. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being a huge part of this. Big shout out to our members. Thank you guys so much for being such long-standing members. Norman Conklin, you've been here for a very, very long time. Thank you for everybody for commenting in here and showing the love. Profitable week. Green week. I hope everybody does awesome. And seriously, I love you. baby. That's a wrap. Jimmy Bright, thank you. Good night. Thanks, Dave. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jolene, thank you. I appreciate you. Sarah Sosa, thank you for being here, showing up. Libby. It's been a great day. Thank you so much, Libby. Thank you so much for being here. Jimmy. Lope Doc, thank you so much. My G, thank you honestly so much. I really like chatting with you on the outside here. I love all the hard work you're doing, following those sector leaders. Absolutely. Jeff Rosenberg, you have been constantly coming in on time, rocking it out, throwing some good tickers out there. Thank you so much for being a big part of this. Tom Holbrook. Tom, thank you so much. That's 2 weeks in a row Tom has been here and counting. Granny, if you're still awake, Granny, I hope you have an awesome night. I love you so much. Carl Burr, it was good chatting with you over the weekend. I'm glad we could get your volume profile taken care of. We're learning, baby. Yosef, as always, bringing us the heat. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Miss you in the Discord, man. I'm not seeing a lot of posts from you, but thank you for being a big part of the YouTube today. Mama Robert Tainch, thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you. Did we get everybody? I think and Zamora. Guys, thank you so much for being here. This is my dream. Let's not make it a nightmare. Love you. Bye-bye.